welcome to the weekly forecast for the water signs. If you have a water ascendant, if you have a water sun or a water moon. So cool, let's get started with Cancer. That's where my sun is, and my ascendant is also in a water sign, Pisces. So water all day. Okay, let's have a look at Cancer's energy for the week. Overarching umbrella, the energy for Cancer for the week. Let's go. I'd like to shout out again to Space Girl Tarot. I think that's your name. All right, what do we got here? Oh, Cancer. The Lovers. If you got a Cancer ascendant, this is going to be really cool, or sun or moon. You are the Lovers. So Cancerians, let's have a look at loving yourself. All parts of you, everything to do with being a Cancerian, everything to do with you this week, I want you to fall back in love with, okay? Because I want you to fall in love with your vulnerable inner self and your hard external self, Cancers. Okay, let's have a look at why. So we'll choose some cards. Oh, shit. Okay, here we go. All right, you've got the Knight of Cups. So Cancers, really all about you and emotional stuff this week. We want to fall in love with ourselves, relationships, I guess, moving ahead with a relationship. But I really do look at the Lovers as more of like the internal complexities of self rather than other people. It can relate to that, so let's have a look. But so we want to surge ahead with something anyway. We've got we're motivated to kind of surge ahead with some self-care. I think this week is what it feels like. So I've already said I've got I get verbal diarrhea when I speak because I've got like Mercury moon conjunct and in Gemini, and when words come to me I've got to say them. I don't know what I'm going to say until I've already said it, so just please bear with me. All right, okay, 2 cards popped out. So we've got the Pope, oh sorry, and we've got the Hanged Man. Okay, all right, okay, right, yes. All right, Cancer, just listening to my homies all around me, just telling me what it is. All right, we've got the Pope, we've got the Hangman, we've got the Lovers and the Knight of Cups, Cancers. This week for you is all about falling back in love with yourself, listening to yourself, because you want to guide other people. You want to be a role model for other people and show them how wonderful it is to respect yourself, to love yourself, and then to change their perspective about how they see themselves, right? It's so easy for us to be down on ourselves and to be unkind to ourselves, especially on Instagram. All the stuff that we see on Instagram, all the stuff that we see in social media, all the stuff around us, it's all about like keeping us kind of like competitive and kind of freaking out about people, right? Because we're not quite the same as other people and as good enough as other people, all right? But what I want you to remember this week is that you're really interested in becoming a guide for other people, a helper for other people, for helping other people evolve, and for helping other people see themselves in a different way. And that first and foremost begins with seeing yourself in a different way, okay, Cancers? So if you are learning about yourself as a different person, then you can, and reconsidering who you are and reconsidering yourself as a lovable being, as a multiple sort of potential being, right? When you can kind of see that inside of yourself, then you can move ahead and model that for other people, okay? Feel like Cancer, Cancers, that was such a long-winded thing. Welcome to my readings. Cancers, that's your message this week, okay? It's all about thinking about yourself in a different way, looking about yourself in a different way, so that then you can model that for other people so that they can then see themselves in a different way as well. And that's where we kind of build strength in our communities rather than like undermining our communities and pulling people down. So Cancer, that's you for the week. That was pretty cool. Pisces, let's have a look at you guys. Pisces, 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 Pisces. Fucking strange, ethereal Pisces. Never know which way you're going. Okay, Pisces, what do we got for you this week? Energy this week. Pisces, let's get you guys. Oh, this one. Oh, you got the Devil. No, sorry, you got the Fool. Pisces, the Fool this week. All right, if you feel compelled to take a risk this week, don't worry about what other people say. Don't worry about what it's going to look like. Don't worry about having that plotted out before you've even begun. Just go for it. Take the leap of faith this week. Okay, Pisces, let's see what it's going to be about though. Woo. All right, there's a new idea. You've got the Ace of Swords, Pisces. You've got a new idea. Something's come up to you, or even a new perspective around an idea, okay? So you've got the Ace of Swords there. If you've thought of something different that you'd like to kind of pursue, this is the week to get going with that, all right? You've got the Nine of Cups as well. So you are quite reflective about something. There's something that you're reflecting on from the past that's had a lot of baggage for you, but you're ready to let go of that now and kind of forgive it almost. Say that that's okay. You forgive that now. You're in another place. You're more mature, you're wiser, you've completed a journey with that cycle, you've been to the end of that cycle and you can let go of that now. So now there's like a new, it's kind of inspired, this has been like more of a kind of a heart journey that you've just been on. Now that has kind of translated into some kind of an idea that you can actually bring into fruition, and that's what this journey this week feels like it's going to be about, which is quite exciting. It's going to be a journey of faith. You need to take a risk with this. You need to not worry about what other people think or try and talk you out of, because there will be some of that around this, because people are going to be, other people are going to think that this is coming out of the blue, but you know that this relates to what's already happened for you, if that makes sense. So you know that this makes sense in the general scope of your life. Other people aren't going to see that because they're only seeing like the head part of it. They're not feeling the heart part of it, which you've already gone through, okay? So for them, it's going to look like, what the fuck are you doing? And you're just going to be like, I don't care. This makes sense to me. I've been there, I've done that, and now I'm ready to move on. I've spent some time thinking about it, but I've spent some more time like feeling it, letting go and forgiving it, and now I'm ready to move ahead, because it hasn't been a waste. It's been a learning experience, which is what all these situations are, you know, all these heart situations that really kind of get that green heart chakra, like, you know, it hasn't been a waste. It's been really good. You're actually going to be able to translate this into a really useful idea, which is really cool, okay? So it's not foolish at all. Get going with it. And Scorpio. Murky Scorpios. Let's go. What have you got this week? Oh. You've got the Empress, Scorpio. So the Empress is a really powerful card. I always think of her as like subversive power, which is what Scorpios are anyway, okay? The Empress is like, she's the power that you have when, she's kind of the power that's sitting behind the scenes, but it's actually more powerful than what's out there, okay? So let's have a look at what that relates to for you guys. Oh, shit, okay. Four of Wands. That's not telling me much. There's some kind of platform, energetic kind of stability that you've achieved. All right, you've got the World too. Okay, for me, this feels as though Scorpios, you've just really kind of achieved something quite significant in your life, okay? You feel as though you've achieved something quite grand and something that's other people will admire and be quite, they'll respect you for having achieved this, because it's something that is unconventional, and that is it's taken people by surprise in a way. You've kind of gained something in an area that feels slightly unusual to other people. That's what's coming this week, okay? I keep sort of like talking past tense, but that's what's coming this week. That's what's going to have happened. So you've achieved, and it's quite, and now it's kind of set you up to feel quite competent and quite holistic. It feels like what you've achieved is actually quite powerful, because it's really encompassing quite a lot of areas in your life. It's almost feels like the completion of an entire part of your life, and of an entire cycle almost of your life. And now it's really, and it's elevated you, this completion has elevated you to this position where you're now very wise around something, and there's a lot of people really do admire you for doing this, for doing this. And it's really kind of, everything's even and balanced for you now. It feels very stable for you now. And there is an ending this week, but it's an ending that's set up this really solid foundation for what's coming next. But the ending itself is like the ending of a whole part of your life. A whole period of your life is coming to an end this week, in anticipation for something, whatever it is that you've achieved, this kind of unconventional thing that you've achieved is going to really inform what you do next. It's very unusual, Scorpio, which is not unusual because it's Scorpio and you're always weird and deep and unusual and like bit controversial, Scorpio. It feels like, yeah, there is something going on behind the scenes. There has been something going on behind the scenes for you guys. And it's like this power now that you're ready to share with someone as well. It's like you're ready to now share this. I don't know. I can't quite get my finger on it. Let's have a look at another card. Ooh. I think it's just because you've got the Empress and the World, and it feels like you're kind of feeling really elevated. You'll feel really elevated this week. As though you're being recognized. That's what it is. It's like you're being recognized for achieving this. Whereas before, everything you did was kind of, you knew what you were doing, and you knew how much you were putting into it and all the effort that you were putting into it. But now somebody else is kind of recognizing it and giving you like respect and admiration for doing that. That's what it is. And then that is setting up the next phase after that, completion. That makes sense? Well, that's what you're getting, Scorpio, because you're Scorpio. All right, so let's move on.